shell-shocked. Everybody is shell-shocked by one of the shortest test matches ever. Australia versus England just hit each other until someone stayed down. That's how I'm going to describe it. For those of you who were fortunate or unfortunate enough to watch the live stream, I watched day one live on the channel. 19 wickets fell. And England won the toss. They batted first. They went with four seamers in Atkinson, Carse, Archer, and Wood, plus Stokes. It was the same top seven we expected. They actually batted first, which was something I was worried about in the preview. They did everything right. Mitchell Starc got Zach Crawley in the first over, driving on the up, which would become a huge problem. I mean, if you go back, you watch that stream, and I'm sure many of you felt it, this was England's game for the taking. Not just in the build-up, where it was like, oh, there's no Hazelwood, there's no Cummins. During the match, up until Australia started batting and Travis Head walked out like a god, maybe not a god, but, walked out like a gangster, it was England's match to win. 205 should have been a more than respectable total. But they've left probably 100 runs out there across both innings because they lose 5 for 12 at some point during the first innings and they lose 4 for 11 in the second innings to be bowled out for 172 and 164. They had a 40-run lead courtesy of their seamers bowling the best spell ever by that England attack to give them that 40-run lead. Obviously, Khawaja couldn't open the batting. He came down later. Marnus got pushed up. Australia were disheveled or distraught. I don't know what word to use is correct. Were not organized. And they got blown away by, on average, about 4 or 5 kilometers faster deliveries. And it was aggressive bowling from the English. They rattled the Australians. Mitchell Starc in the first innings was incredible. Picked up 7 for 58. He was aided a bit by Doggett. And then Cam Green got 1. Boland was hit off his length. The English batsman did really, really well to hit him off his length. But just then, I couldn't explain the absurdity by both sides in their first innings. So we're starting with England. They were going really well. Pope was going really well with Doggett. Doggett gets LBW to a really good delivery. Pope gets a good delivery to get LBW. Then you've got Root and Brook. Now, Brook goes on to score 58. Root gets I don't know what you call it. It's a leg side delivery that he then nicks to third slip because he kind of has to play it. So maybe he's a bit unlucky. He gets a duck. Brook goes well, gets 58. Stokes comes in. He makes the ball look unplayable, but Starc just bowls him. He misses a straight one. So then you've got Brook and Smith. And you can see Australia, Brook was scoring very quickly, and Jamie Smith wasn't going as quickly, but was still doing really well. And England were looking good for a score of, 250. 250 to 300 when those two were going along. Brook then gets out to a short delivery, which is what we expected, but he doesn't hit it. He decides to kind of bail out and then gloves it behind. Wasn't given out, but then the moment that they went up, he walked off. And it's Doggett's first wicket. Then you've got Jamie Smith batting with the tail. Now, Gus Atkinson gets out driving on the up. Now, he's a tail ender, you can excuse him. Brandon Carse comes in. Now, Carse can bat. He's a capable batsman. But he's also got Jamie Smith on the other end, who was doing quite well. Carse decides to try and hit a 6 over an 82-meter boundary. The biggest boundary the ICC will allow. Carse decides, I'm just going to try and hit Mitchell Starc out the ground. He's got Jamie Smith at the other end. Just take a single, mate. So he gets out. Smith then gets out trying to hit a slog when he doesn't need to. He's already hit a boundary in that over. Take a single. You've got 60 overs left in the day. England only faced 35 overs. Rounding up, 35 overs in their first innings. They faced 67 overs in the whole match. I did not see the need to just exercise a little bit of patience. You've already hit the shot. Just take a single. Just take a single, mate. It's what you're taught. You hit a boundary, then you take a single. I didn't understand it. Then Wood gets a first baller, but it's number 11. Archer, I think Archer was not out. I just couldn't believe it. And then Australia come in. Jake Witherald gets a fantastic delivery second up. It's horrible. He gets a duck on debut. Then Marnus and Smith really bunker down to get to T. But they were scoring really slowly. Marnus then Not sure whether to play or leave. Archer gets him with the one chopped on, and then Cast comes in to get rid of Smith and Kwaja to leave them 4 down, which then gets Head and Green in the game. And then everything just fell apart for Australia. Ben Stokes came in and bowling like long hops ends up with 5 wickets. He was not bowling nearly as quick. He was bowling quickish. He bowled a little bit fuller and just continued to get wickets. I couldn't explain it to you. Travis Head got dotted up. You know he likes width, and we saw that a lot in his second innings where he was just unplayable. So he tries to whip one to the leg side and hits it to the only man in the ring on the leg side. He hits it straight to mid-on and gets out. And then Carey joins Green. What did Green do? Green also did something silly, but I can't remember what he did now. How did Green get out? I'm going to break the overlay. How did Green get out? I'm going to break the overlay. How did he get out? Cameron Green caught Jamie Smith. Yeah, bowled Stokes. Edge taken. Stokes goes full outside off Lewis Green to a drive away from his body. Oh yeah, it was that wide delivery that he drove at. Again, same thing as like the England guys in their second innings. Driving at deliveries on fifth stump on the up. I couldn't understand it. Alex Carey then ramps one to deep third. When deep third was out there from ball 1. Starc hits one straight to mid-on. And then Boland gets a decent delivery next to second. So Boland and Doggett see out the first day. They add a couple more runs early on the day to leave Australia 40 runs behind. Starc gets Crawley in the first over, driving on the up. It's a fantastic caught and bowled. And then Pope and Duckett see out the rest of the play to get England to lunch, 59 for 1, which is effectively 99 for 1. And from there, they lost the game. They came out, Duckett gets a good delivery, gets squared up, extra bounce, caught at the slip. Not trying to drive on the up, just a good delivery, defensive shot. And then chaos ensued. Pope, Brook, and Root all driving on the up, get out. Pope driving on the up, nicks it behind. Brook comes in, driving on the up, nicks it behind. Joe Root in, driving on the up to Mitchell Starc, inside edge onto the stumps. All driving at deliveries that are back of a length, not full, not over pitched, not half volleys that they got in the first innings that they were putting away with ease, on the up and nicking off. When historically, and this has been told to them by ex-players, by everybody, Perth has extra bounce. In case nobody heard this before, Perth has extra bounce. Driving on the up. Once is a mistake, 3 times is reckless and stupid. So Australia back in the game. Stokes nicks off to Mitchell Starc to leave it with Smith there and Smith batting with the tail. Smith was lucky he got dropped by Kwaja. Then there was a bit of chaos with the Jamie Smith gloving one down the leg side. People not happy because the snicko doesn't quite align with the image. But in the rules, it does say that it can be about a frame behind because they're not quite overlaid. It's got to do with the technology and the stuff like that. The umpire took about 6 years to give him out. And then the tail just followed again, with the exception of Cass and Atkinson, who added 50-odd runs as Australia went short ball tactics. So they managed to put a few away. But then again, holding out in the deep. All the tail enders doing that. Mark Wood managed to crack a boundary before he got out, so not a pair for him. Only a pair for Crawley. And then that left Australia with a question. Usman Khawaja had hurt his back. He was off. Who was going to open the batting? Steve Smith, as ever, thought tactically and was going to send out Nathan Lyon as a sacrificial lamb. We had Jake Witherell there next to the boundary, and we were waiting to see who was going to open the batting with him. And out walked Travis Head. Now, I've got no evidence of this, so you'll have to believe me. I said just send out Travis Head. On commentary, I think Michael Vaughan suggested Brendan Doggett because he's just a debutant. As a sacrificial lamb, they spoke obviously about Nathan Lyon. I was just like, just send out Travis Head. He's opened the batting before in red ball cricket. He did it in Sri Lanka. He's got good results. And they need 200. If he gets a quick 30 and gets the ball a little bit softer and gets the England maybe attack, a bit downtrodden, gets Australia off to a good start, then Marnus can come in at 3, Smith can come in at 4 in their natural positions, and a bit of chaos will be relieved. And also it might take the pressure of Wetherald, who's meant to be that aggressive presence. I did not expect Travis Head to go and score the 3rd fastest century for Australia of 69 balls. If you're ever going to pick someone to score a century of 69 balls, it'll probably be the bin lid that is known as Travis Head. And it was incredible. So Weatherald and him put on 70 runs, and then Marnus and Travis put on over 100 runs before Travis Head is doing Travis Head things, gets out right before the end, leaving Steve Smith to score like 2 runs not out. He hit the winning runs. Australia win by 8 wickets. One of the greatest Test hundreds you'll ever see. I fully expected this to go early into day 3 with Australia needing 200. I was like, well, they'll score 100 in the final session of the day and maybe another 100 in the first session and a bit on day 3. So the 60,000 people who bought tickets for day 3 won't feel undone. Now, Travis Head just decided to hit everybody for 6. Started off a bit slow, but once he got into full flow, the ball was just disappearing. And you know it wasn't England's day when at some point they made a field change. I think it was Brandon Castle, deep fine leg. Moved about 5 meters finer, so closer towards the wicketkeeper. And Travis Head guides one down to deep fine leg, and the ball would have gone straight down Castle's throat. But he had moved, and went for 6. I mean, he hit shots that were just incredible. My favourite shot was the straight back shot, straight over Jofra's head for 6, Jofra Archer. Australia 1-0 up in the Ashes, and England dominated the game. But that losing 4 for 11, when you get 3 batsmen driving on the up, is unforgivable. They could have put another 100 runs on the board. The pitch didn't have demons in it. There was extra pace and bounce, and the bowlers in the first 2 innings bowled really, really well. Mitchell Starc 7 for 58, and another 3. He picks up man of the match with 10. A bit shocking, but it was well deserved. He set everything up really nicely. The England fast bowlers bowled really aggressively, and then Ben Stokes was able to come in and get them with that fuller delivery pitched up. They decided to maybe target him a little bit. They were going to have to target somebody. And then just the head loss, the stupidity. Jeff Boycott has condemned the team. Vaughan is upset. Hussein's upset. Atherton's upset. The guys that they've been labelled as has-beens, they know a thing or two. And they told you before the match started, do not drive on the up. Put it away. You can go watch the overlap and the, stick to cricket and stuff like that. They told them not to do it. But this team will not listen to anybody. And it's frustrating because we want competitiveness. I do not want Australia to win this 4-0, 5-0. But they're 1-0 up. The next test is pink ball, where Mitchell Starc averages about half a run per wicket and averages a wicket about every 6 balls, where he's going to be unplayable. Pat Cummins has a 50-50 chance, probably, of being back. Hazelwood's out for a little bit. But you've got Boland, Starc, and Cummins. Boland, Starc, and Doggett, potentially, with a pink ball. 12 days, or a little bit less now after I'm recording this, but 12 days between the end of this match and the next test in Brisbane at the Gabba. I don't know what England are going to do to turn this around. They might be 2-0 down, and they will not win the Ashes from there. They might get it back to 2-2, but I do not think they will win 3-2 with being 2-0 down. I don't care about the character of the team. They've got great character. They can do it in England. Doing it in Australia, where they have not won in the last 4 tours, it's going to be really rough going. 5-0, 4-0, 4-0, 1-0 down already. They haven't won a match in 16 attempts. Are they going to win 3 and 4? What do you think in the comments? I don't think so. I think Australia have retained the Ashes.